Pompey Sound. Updates, the latest from Fratton Park, on the hour, every hour. Fueled by Piglet's Pantry. Click pigletsPantry.co.uk to get your fill.
On a very quiet news day, it might be salient to take a look at 3 clubs that Pompey would probably like to emulate next season and be solid mid-table sides. These are sides either with a historic or a recent heritage. They're good sides, they're good clubs, they're biggish and big clubs. And we would like to be like them. So we've been tracking the current state of play with comings and goings and transfers and money and highs and lows of Sheffield Wednesday, Derby and Swansea. Swansea finished a very respectable mid-table team at the end of the season that's just ended, and they've been doing some pretty impressive business as well during the close season, albeit sitting on their thumbs.
The Swans have every right to be grateful after Leeds United promotion back to the Premier League was confirmed when Sheffield United lost at Burnley. The defeat for the Blades also saw Burnley return to the top flight at the first time of asking leaving just them, and Leeds to fight out for which side goes up as the champions this season. The news, though, that was confirmed from the Swans' perspective was a windfall of £2 million from the deal that saw Joel Pirro move to Leeds 2 summers ago after 2 seasons here in SA1. The striker made the move in a deal said to be worth £10 million at the time, but with a clause that a further £2 million was payable should Leeds win promotion at any stage during the first 4 years of his contract at Elland Road. Maybe it was with a degree of satisfaction that it was Pirro who scored 4 of the 6 goals that saw Leeds pick up a comprehensive win over Stoke that was determined to be the result that took them to the 94-point barrier that has proven to be enough to secure their promotion. Those 4 goals also saw Pirro take over at the top of the championship.
So Pompey have brought in somewhere between £4 and £5 million so far this closed season with the sale of 12,000 season tickets, which is great. That's a very important stream of revenue to the club. But our rival Swansea, who finished solid mid-table last season, they've banked a cheque for £2 million for doing absolutely nothing. Just having the foresight to ensure that a contract covering the sale of Pirro to Leeds covered the possibility that if Leeds went up, then we get something. You'll get money. Leeds will earn from the promotion. Leeds will earn plenty of money from going up to the Premier League, and Swansea have got a piece of it. And in championship terms, £2 million doesn't go that far. As far as Pompey are concerned, £4 to £5 million doesn't go that far. But how nice it must be to be a club who earns £2 million for doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing except ensuring that the contract that gets signed when their player left and went to Leeds, and they got a big fat cheque just for him going, also means that further down the road, the yellow brick road, more money comes in. So that means that Swansea will be marginally even stronger than they were the season that's just ended, and they're probably the club we should be aiming to be matched against. If we can do as well as Swansea in this coming season, then we will have fulfilled our expectations and met our targets. So that's worth bearing in mind. We want to be up there with the Swanseas. Derbyshire Live is reporting that Derby have been dealt quite a big blow by the loss of one of their loan players. They're saying this:
Harrison Armstrong's loan spell at Derby County proved transformative, helping the Rams secure championship survival while leaving an indelible mark with his 15 appearances and crucial goal. The 18-year-old midfielder's stint at Pride Park clearly worked wonders for his development, with Everton boss David Moyes noting the dramatic change in the young player upon his return. He's come back a different player, Moyes remarked. Getting 25 championship games under your belt at that age is invaluable experience. Armstrong's impact at Derby was undeniable. The team picked up a vital 21 points in matches he started, showcasing just how crucial he'd become to their survival push. It's no wonder Derby would love to have him back, but bigger things appear to be on the horizon for the England under-18 international. Having recently committed his future to Everton with a contract running until 2028, Armstrong is now setting his sights on breaking into the first team at Goodison Park. According to Team Talk, both player and club are aligned in this ambition, with the coaching staff particularly excited about his potential. The talented teenager, widely regarded as one of the brightest prospects in Everton's youth setup, seems destined for big things on Merseyside.
So from our point of view, this story goes as follows. Derby have been dealt a big blow by losing this guy. And if he is good enough to challenge for a first-team place at Everton at the age of 18, if he's come on that much whilst he's at Everton, if he's made that bigger contribution to Derby's surviving last season, then they've got a problem. We've lost Freddie Potts, but it sounds to me from what we read in the Derbyshire Live that Derby have lost an equally valuable, possibly even more valuable player. Things at Sheffield Wednesday go from bad to worse. This is what they're saying today.
After finishing the 2024-25 Championship season in 12th place, just 4 points ahead of Portsmouth, Sheffield Wednesday are once again facing potential trouble with the EFL over payment issues linked to owner Dejafon Chansiri. Rob Stratton, BBC Sheffield host and Wednesday commentator, has revealed that staff haven't received their May wages, marking another concerning delay. This comes just 2 months after a similar cash flow problem, when the club struggled with debts owed to companies connected to Chansiri, whose family runs the Thai Union Group, the world's biggest canned tuna producer. The club narrowly avoided a 3-window transfer embargo in April, when they finally paid March's wages on the 7th. The EFL takes these matters seriously, with clubs facing potential transfer embargoes or points deductions if payments aren't made within 30 days. This isn't Wednesday's first brush with financial trouble. Back in November, they faced a registration embargo over unpaid HMRC bills, which lasted 2 weeks. A year earlier, Chansiri had actually asked fans to help raise £2 million for debts and wages. The club's most severe punishment came in 2020-21, when they were slapped with a 6-point deduction for breaking spending rules, ultimately leading to their relegation to League One. Fed-up supporters have had enough.
I think it's clear that fans at Pompey, maybe other fans at other clubs who have experienced dire financial difficulties, have nothing but sympathy for the fans in Sheffield with what's going on with their owner and the finances there and the dangers that it presents to them in terms of fines and possible points deduction. How you can be the world's largest producer of canned tuna and you can't pay a football team's wages amazes me. But then I'd always remember that Donald Trump, once asked if he was the richest man on earth, said in some ways he was, and in some ways he was the poorest man on earth. In other words, he didn't have anything in the bank. He borrowed everything that he owned in order to buy, and so he had massive debts. And it looks as though this guy has as well. And the poor supporters are constantly waking up in the morning to new stories about the dire threat that the club is under because of the way in which he's behaving. Sheffield Wednesday are a big, proud club. And, you know, we like to say that Pompey is a big, big club and a sleeping giant and so on and so forth. And the same is certainly true of Sheffield Wednesday. So their supporters must feel really aggrieved and hard done by. All that we can put a spring in our step with is the simple fact that we've got the Eisners, and it almost seems as though most of the clubs in the Championship haven't got owners in the same calibre as the Eisners. True?